As we speak, we are already paying 10% withholding tax to government. We are paying DOP to MMGCs. There's so much that surrounds our business. And so if today, the one that gives me money to be able to pay my workers, the one that helps me even to be able to, honor my tax obligation on a monthly basis, says that because of the load government is putting on him through the 1.75, now 1.5% E-levy, decides not to do business with me. Now, how am I going to pay my workers? How am I going to honor my tax obligations? How am I going to pay my other operating expenses? That is what we are saying. And you see, the effect is so gross that at the end of the day, once I realize that my investment is not giving me the needed revenue that I envisaged, I'll be forced to withdraw my investment. And when I withdraw my investment, it means that the sector is gradually going to collapse. So what is, at the end of the day, how is government is going to lose even the 10% that I give to him at the end of the month? People that we have employed that are over 1 million are going to be unemployed, and that is going to put extra pressure on the government. These are really some, practical examples that we are giving. Let me give you another one. Statistically, Bank of Ghana 2018, when they introduced the interoperability, within the first 8 months, the fees that they started with was 1.5%. After 8 months, the transaction levels they did was 5.1 million. Now, they realized that they had to do something about the fee, so they reviewed it from 1.5% to 1.0%. Trust me, do you know what happened? Transaction levels shoot from 5.1 million to 12 million. This is pure elasticity. And it tells you that customers are very responsive when it comes to price. So if government is envisaging to make 6 billion in a year, and even the money that is within the ecosystem is not even up to 6 billion, then what is going to happen? It means that at the end of the day, the government is going to tax the money that is making the whole ecosystem run. That is what the government is going to pay from the system. And when that happens, it means a total collapse of that particular sector. These are practical examples we are trying to make the government understand, so that we can sit and look at other ways where revenues can be generated, other than putting the pressure on a customer that makes all of us, the two parties, enjoy at the end of the day. That's why I'm saying that you cannot go ahead to implement a policy that affects somebody without the person's knowledge. For me, I believe that this levy is being pressed because they have not seen the implications it will have even on the cashless digitization drive. Right now, as we speak, we have people who are relying on mobile money services or mobile money platforms and are seated in their house operating their businesses in their room. I believe you know that. You have people who are just displaying their products and services on WhatsApp, Twitter, and what have you, just to sell. And it's just a matter of, this is how much I'm selling it. Pay the money, I deliver to you. Now, what is going to happen is that these people are going to stop doing that because they will be forced to carry the things on their heads and be roaming, so that they accept cash, just so that they escape from the tax or the burden the implementation of the tax will bring. And when that happens, it will bring hardship. It will bring a lot of hardship. People who have seen, future within the sector and are ready in the year 2022 to make serious investments within the sector will now withdraw. Right now, as we speak, people that we do transactions with, a lot of banks, savings and loan companies that we do transactions, are asking questions as to whether they are going to be affected by the levy or not. And so some of them are even pulling their support they are giving to us. And so if these people that we rely on for the growth of the business are pulling their support because of the burden the 1.5% levy will be bringing onto them, then what do you think is going to happen to our businesses? We being the ones that have direct relationship with the customers that this levy is going to be affecting. What do you think is going to happen to us? When we are affected, they are also going to be affected, because if I wake up in the morning and I decide not to go open my shop because there's nobody to come do business for me, what happens? How then do government generate even the 10% that I'm giving to him now? How does it generate that? You see, so these are, I mean, practical examples that I believe that if government, that's what I've always been stressing on the fact that government, even before the announcement in parliament, at the mid year, I'm sure this thing came in not just around the budget reading time. It came in before, and they were doing the things on their own. If they had mid-year 2021 engaged the association, engaged the telcos, engaged, I mean, the telecoms chamber, I believe that more information would have been, they would have been privy to a lot of information, or a lot, and they would have, I mean, critically analyzed them to know how to go about these electronic transactions.